You know how we start our show. Just like that, we back again for another episode of Who's Fighting? Your favorite combat sports show with three of your favorite hosts, LT, Kam Gee. How you guys been?
Good man, can't complain. Uh, a great Sunday of rest.
Nice.
Yeah, man,
Get
same here. Saturday, busy day. Uh,
yeah.
we need to work out and finish the night out with some boxing. So Sunday, just me and it, man.
It's a day of recovery. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Literally in the room is the new setup over there in Kam G's yard. You can see the logo, all swagged out, just setting the tone and setting presence.
I see you, big boy. Step your game up.
I see you. But it looks
You
like
muted, brother.
you muted.
But as soon as you brag on somebody, that's the type of stuff that goes. So. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I'm still a work in progress, bro. Still, I got some ideas. So just trying to get the space the way we want. So we doing some things around here at the house.
Right, it looks good. It looks good. But fellas, my weekend has been great. Like just like yours, it's been a day of recovery, a day of being with family. For me at least, and I'm assuming Cam and LT. I know you had track meets, and we had so many things happening within our world. But should we just before we even get into the recap of things happening around the world and what was happening in let's talk about our very own S3.
Ooh.
Cam G, you were president over yesterday. It's called was it a Victory Boxing League? Correct.
Yeah, Victory Boxing League. Friend of the show also, Cyrus.
Yes.
Cyrus Titwell.
Oh, you're muted.
I
Yep.
knew I don't know what's going on with that. We'll check on that. But Cyrus Titwell put on his third event, and with friends of the show, Samuel doing his thing. Great turnout, great performance. And first time I saw someone get knocked out with a jab.
Wow.
So that was something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good night of boxing. That was some great fights. Ran into Frank Martin, saw Sharetta Metcalf, also known as Chicken, with her IBF belt in tow. Saw Derek James, Maurice Hooker. So you had some names in the Dallas boxing scene at this fight at the Bomb Factory. So man,
Nice.
great night to fight, man. It was good for the city.
Yeah. It looks like the building was full that time, and I was lucky enough to capture the live stream on YouTube. So thank you, Victory Boxing League, for making that opportunity possible.
Right.
I was thoroughly impressed. I don't know who Julio Cesar Ortega. I don't know about his background, but it looks like he looked older, of course, than S3. But S3 went in there and did his thing. He took by the first round. I already knew that it was round two was going to be it. I didn't see anything happening after that, but F3 went in there and he did his thing and got him out of there. So
Well, thanks to the opponent for accepting the fight. He took the fight late notice. We had an opponent out of Atlanta. I can't remember his name. Back out of the event. I want to start shaming these guys because it's. There was another fight on this card with a fighter that I know that had an opponent pull out last minute. So you at the lower levels, you see this happen a lot, and it's unfortunate because these guys put a lot of time, a lot of effort into these things. And so shout out to Mr. Ortega. I think he came in from Seattle. He's by way of Mexico. Man, shout out to him for accepting the fight, showing up, and attempting. You got to get in the ring and try, man. You know, no one's going to shame you for taking an L, especially man. S3 strong, formidable, degree, super young. I mean, jab is like a rocket launcher right now. So yeah, very very impressive showing. Him, City of Dallas, it was good, man.
Yeah.
There's a interview about a month ago that Boots did with Sean Porter, and he was talking about how some of the people on his record shouldn't be on his record because he had fights lined up with guys who were undefeated at the time and they backed out at the last minute, and so they had to do these replacements. And so that kind of shines a light and put it in perspective, like boxers really do want to challenge themselves, and sometimes they just have to take what they can get.
Exactly. That is nail on the head. It's just it's so many things that come in here with these fights. You know, we talked about with Turkey what he's doing with these leagues. You know, you got Team Combat League. You know, we as fans and as athletes that are competing, they want to know like how good are you? How I think people want to go to Florida for the route of protecting the O, and you might diminish opportunities, but I mean you can be a people's champion. Like you can go in the ring and people will clap and cheer for you because they respect what you put forth in that ring and you put it all on the line. That's always gonna get the respect, and those things can be monetized down the line. We're just not seeing it through. We gotta really rectify these guys. Showing appreciation for guys even in spite of a loss.
Right. Hey, salute to S3. Looked sharp. Did what he had to do. Now he's 13 victories, I believe.
12
Okay.
victories, 7 knockouts.
12 victories, 7 knockouts, and he just keeps on climbing the ladder. Salute to the team. Is it the Three Lions? What's his promotion again?
Three Lions promotion, based out of
Canada. Salute to his pops. I saw a lead up. His pops getting him ready, and just getting.
Shout out Big Sam, man. Shout out Big Sam.
Salute to Kam Gee, strength and conditioning coach. He doesn't give himself a shout out there, but that's his project too. So he's part of that team. Salute to the whole team getting him ready.
So since we gonna throw him out there, is it the guy who's a boxer turned rapper?
Oh, the guy who ducked?
Is that him? Is it Darren Austin?
You're putting a name on that bullet.
Cam, we lost audio.
We lost your audio, Cam.
He's like, what's going on?
By the way, I see people in the live section. Please leave a comment. This is going to be interactive. If you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel wherever you're watching us from, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube. Follow, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let's make this interactive. Put us out there in the algorithms when you add that engagement. But as Cam unmutes his microphone, and LT just put a name to that bullet.
I think I unmuted it for you, Cam.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Did I have it right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, there, that guy. All right.
Yeah, shame him. That's what I was saying. Shame him, please. He's not the one. There's guys. Hey, you get in the ring. You contract. Get in the ring. The worst part is these guys training, preparing, and then you back out. Like, come on. There's other guys that will.
Yeah. You want to provide people the chance to do that. To get in the ring and when you prepare for something and then someone just decides not to pull away from the event, and now you're scrambling to look for another opponent. It could be very disheartening on the side of Sam, especially with all the preparation and the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into the preparation. I can only imagine how that could be very, very disappointing when opponents keep on ducking and not following through. But anyway, salute to S3. Can't wait to see victory number 13, which we knock on wood we want. You prepare yourself well, and you're well spoken, and man, I wish the best for you as a young champion.
Yes, sir.
Strong brand, strong online presence,
Yes.
strong hands,
Yes.
strong team.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Hey, wishing him all the best. Now, moving on to Philly's very own, Philadelphia's very own, Jaron Boots Ennis, delivering what he usually delivers: flashy 6th round TKO over Stanionis. Fellas, did you catch this?
So I was able to see the I caught it actually. I caught the main event. But yeah, masterful performance. Let me jump into this. Just masterful performance. Rose to the occasion. Boots is a guy that says, I have so much more to show you, and these guys aren't bringing it out of me. And so he's been steadily campaigning, trying to increase his level of competition. And I think he's been frustrated with some of the people in front of him, but I don't know if it's just he needs a big name in there to motivate him. But what he put on display last night was definitely masterful work, and just a look into the future of what he has to offer the sport.
Yeah.
My back end fell.
Yeah, I was like, do you think Matchroom does a good job promoting American fighters? First of all, I mean, he's big in the boxing world, but I always struggle with Eddie Hearns and his promotion. He had what's his name? He fought recently. What's his name? I forgot. But another American fighter, like, his biggest brand, I think, has been AJ. And have you seen the fights that AJ has been picking along the way? And Boots' biggest knock is he's not fighting a name. They're not putting a name out there for him.
Was he PBC before that?
Yes.
He was PBC, yes. And now he's Matchroom.
So you gotta let them get their stride going.
I see Matchroom throwing rocks at Crawford, trying to make him, bite. But still, like, okay, let's talk about the fight. I thought it was masterful, like you said, LT. He came in, did what he had to do in the 6th round. He made it look so easy, to tell you the truth. He made it look so easy, and we talked about his style. You don't know whether he switches a lot. He's 1 minute is he switched stance. I mean, his pink gloves kind of put me off. He's a flashy guy, but he came in and swept up. So that's that I give it to him. But I just worry about him working with Eddie Hearns, and Eddie Hearns, I don't know.
I ain't worried about him because he's from the city of Philadelphia. Everything on the East Coast is right beside each other. It's all in the same neighborhood. And if he doesn't get American success, which I don't know why he wouldn't, then he'll get international success, which may be equal or greater. So he could be the American villain over there.
Right.
I mean, there's some quality people.
Eddie Hearn. Yeah, I like him with Eddie Hearn because of the international aspect. I mean, despite if you feel how you feel about his of his fighters, he's definitely passionate, and he's definitely going to get you in the conversation when it comes to big fights. Mm-hmm. He has a little bit of youth on his side when you're comparing to some of the other promoters as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that it just goes a long way having those international relationships. We've seen him recently in Australia and the UK, here recently in Atlantic City. Um, I think that's valuable when a fighter like Boots, who has had 34 victories and 30 knockouts. Like it just kind of glossed over. Like this man is doing damage in the sport of boxing, and we're still begging for the big names. Let's not, gloss over Stanionis. He who was a Olympic competitor, vast amateur background, had never been stopped, and stopped them corner stoppers in the end of the 6th round. So he's handling guys that have a little cachet as far as their boxing goes, but we're as fight fans looking for those names. 34 victories is a lot.
And I'll go into a little bit more detail too, because last night he fought at distance. He didn't put himself in harm's way. Maybe that's just a different level of respect for a higher level opponent. And he, we seen him get touched in some of the fights, and we were like, he shouldn't be getting touched as much. But we say that with Crawford too. Is like maybe they just don't respect the firepower that's in front of them. Take and give, and he didn't really take a whole lot of punishment last night, but he absolutely delivered it. I want to echo what Danny Garcia was there ringside, and they're like, who should the next fight be? And he levied the idea that Brian Norman Jr. and Mario Barrios should fight each other. And the winner of that should fight Boots in a unification bout for undisputed. So, and I kind of like that, and that's just my way of throwing Mario Barrios in Cam's face.
Right. So that's bringing the WBC and the WBO together. So Boots, who's current holder right now, that after fighting Stanionis, he has both the IBF and WBA at 147. I still think, I just have this past, I don't know, past feeling about Eddie Hearns and negotiations. His negotiations usually stand still. It happened with Anthony Joshua and what's his name, Deontay Wilder, Joshua and Fury. Eddie Hearns and negotiations usually it's like you're pulling teeth with this guy. And you guys are right. He does a great job at exporting talent. And he does a great, but inside the inner works in the United States, Boots needs to be a bigger household name. I believe he is a big name to the boxing insiders, but he needs to be a bigger name to the casuals. And sometimes I don't know which promotion would. I even think Turkey would be the best for Boots. I that Riyadh season. I know because they make exciting fights, but hey.
But Turkey works with everybody, so.
Yeah,
If Turkey is a fan of Boots, then Boots will definitely be on a Riyadh season card. I mean,
right, because that Norman Jr. Mario Barry. You see, those are good fights. Those are good fights right there. Cam, what do you have to say?
Oh, just hearing Barrios' name. No shade on him. It's I don't know. Just to see what will happen if a Boots Barrios situation gets named Brian. Yeah, man. Let's see it. Because we don't have much longer for Boots to be at 147. I mean, that weight cut looked dangerous.
Right.
He looked a shell of himself. So,
speaking of,
he's done what we can.
And the longer we stay on this, the longer we're going to stay on this. Because Strap, Boots had an opportunity to be on the greatest card of all time, and he backed out. If we remember this now,
at 45. I mean, sorry, 54. 154.
Was it our guy from Dallas? Was it Virgil Ortiz? Was that the matchup?
Oh, was that what? Yeah, he was going up to 154.
That's 154, junior middle.
So whatever the case may be, the opportunity has presented itself.
Right.
That'll be a great fight, man. I would love to see a fight like that. I would love to see that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, Hey, Virgil Ortiz is a killer too. Like he's not one to back away from the fire.
Man, we're in an era where these guys won't be able to keep ducking each other.
Right. Imagine.
There's
Okay.
so many talented fighters. Like there's gonna be some guys taking some L's here and there.
When you talk about 140, well, I mean 154. Imagine Bakaram and Boots. Now that style, those two styles, flashy and just Eastern European killer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's some, like I said, there's some outstanding matchups to be made. It's on the fighters if they're willing to accept them, and put that O on the line.
Yeah. But yeah, salute to Boots and man, I just when you're born in an era where you're looking for talent to fight, and this reminds me of Floyd Mayweather at one time, like where they were just not accrediting his catalog until he fought Ricky. Remember, like he was just too nice, and they were like respecting him.
You got to go through it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the next. I mean, he was the next, and he is the now. But everybody has moved up to 154.
They did that to Crawford too, where they were not respecting the resume. But he's doing what he's doing. He's cleaning out. So salute to Boots.
Yeah.
What else do we got on ticker here?
We got Raymond Ford. Oh, you gotta get my points for the prediction too.
Oh yeah. So right now on the table, Cam is ahead of us because of his prediction. It was spot on. It was the 6th round. It was a TKO as he predicted, and he chose the right fighter. So he this week collects all full 10 points. We also get points for LT and myself because LT did pick the fighter Boots as the winner. He did choose the 8th round, and he did choose TKO KO. So he gets 5 points. Same did I. I chose the 9th round TKO, and I get 5 points. So right now on that table that we have, Kam Gee's ahead by 5 points as of this week, with his prediction just being spot on.
Hey, you.
And now we're talking about Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford won by decision. He beat Thomas Matisse. Do you have any background? I know who Raymond Ford is, but do you know who Matisse is? Have you seen his resume? Is he from France? Matisse sounds like French African. Don't know.
Yeah, definitely does, but no previous exposure to the guy. I know we've covered Raymond Ford on the show before.
The record looks amazing on Matisse though too. Like he's
22, 5 losses, no KOs, 1 draw. Gunnerman out of Cleveland, Ohio. So
interesting. And this was also on the watch room.
On the undercard,
yes, that was undercard for the undercard. Yes, it was also a March room lineup. But anyways, salute to Raymond Ford, and as the record keeps on growing, we've had him on. We've talked about him on the show about one of his fights. So he's being brought up. Looks like his record is growing with that unanimous decision over Thomas Matisse. As we move on, we have Omari Jones versus William Jackson for the. This was a super welterweight bout. Same was on. This was also under Matchroom, the Zone. Eddie Hearns. Omari Jones, knocked out Jackson in the first round. So this was quick, and it was just a clean up job. Assassin came in and didn't take it to any distance at all. Just stopped.
So this is what is this 1 month after his debut?
We just talked about him.
Exactly.
Yeah, like was it
Olympic?
Last year?
No, Olympic.
It was this year.
Olympic bronze medalist. 1 month. Yeah, Olympic bronze medalist. I think this is the type of fighter that Eddie Hearn is going to try to get on the way up, or try to. He's going to hitch his wagon to this. Showing a lot of poise, clean cut, like.
And his nickname is Banger.
He's very clean cut. I think he's very wholesome. This guy has some marketability and superstar potential. So I have my eye on him.
By this particular card was held in New Jersey. If I'm Atlantic, I think Atlantic City is New Jersey, right?
Mm.
I believe so. Atlantic City, New Jersey. But
He fought on that undercard of the Berlanga undercard. So that was very recent.
Yep. Man, and that was a TKO in the second round.
Yeah,
and this was sorry, go ahead.
No, in the post-fight interview, he's talking about wanting to get some rounds in. But they're like, a guy like this, I think the guy's like 36 years old. Like, just go ahead and get him out of there. If you got an opportunity to get him out of there. He hit him with a body shot, I believe it was, that just took him out, took the life out of him. Might have been a solar plex. So,
yeah, salute to the young man Omari, bright future.
Anger.
Take care of him, Eddie. Let's see him grow. Pause. Shakram Giyazov versus Franco Ocampo. Did I say Ocampo? Did I say that right? Okay. This was also on the same card. Shakram maintained his undefeated record with a fourth round TKO over Franco Ocampo by demonstrating his power and precision to obtain that TKO. Did you guys watch this? I didn't watch this.
I watched the rematch. I watched the replay. I was in. Actually, on the broadcast, they mentioned that this will be a potential opponent for Bruce if he stays at 140. So, and also remember, show note from last episode, Giasov gave Stanionis his last amateur defeat. So, knocked his opponent Ocampo out with a body shot.
Interesting. I think you're mute. We can't hear you, Cam. But yeah, with that, like Ocampo, man, looking at his record, I mean, they kind of mirror each other. Both of them have fought close to the same number of fights, but one of them has fought like 3 more fights. Although on the other end, Shakram, his 17 victories are pretty solid, and his knockout ratio is pretty good. He has 10 knockouts out of those 17 victories, so you know what he's all about. Franco, I mean, he has lost like 3 times. I mean, 7 out of those 17 victories that he had were knockouts. So don't know too much about these two gentlemen, but glad to catch their highlights and see them in action fighting under this card of my true.
Hey, keep an eye on this man. It's another Uzbekistani fighter. Keep an eye on him. Yes, sir.
Yazov.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Let's talk about this. These are like people we should be keeping an eye on. These are, one of them is, you can look at the record there and you say he's a stat padder. One is stat pad. No, not stat padding. One, how do I say it nicely? One of them has 1 victory and 4 losses. I mean, these are all novice. They're new professionals. But let's keep an eye on Zaquin Moses. This was his 3rd victory in his 3rd fight. He won by 2nd round KO over Alex Palette. If I'm saying Palette, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Alex Palette, 1 victory, 4 losses, 1 knockout. Yeah, I mean, somebody is cutting their teeth over there, and I think it's Mr. Moses. What do you guys have to say about this one? Same card, undercard of that matchroom.
Well, fun fact, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, this is Shakur Stevenson's cousin.
Ah, yes.
Interesting.
Some pedigree in the family.
Interesting. That makes sense.
5'9", kid's 19 years old. also from Newark. So
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have Shakur Stevens in your family or Stevenson in your family, then you already know like these are like gym babies. That they probably grew up somewhere in I don't know if it's from Jersey City or is he from Newark, New
Newark.
Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, somewhere in a gym. Since they're kids, just getting it in. So I'll keep my eye on is that how they say that Zaqueen?
Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll learn for sure.
Zaqueen
I'm
Moses.
sure he'll be on a undercard of Shakur's in the near future. So
Yeah, Shakur. We're moving to PBC. There was some PBC cards out there. We had Jordan White versus Jose Matias, if I'm saying that right. Jordan White earned a unanimous decision victory over Jose Matias after 10 competitive rounds. He showcased resilience and tactical prowess, according to my notes. I didn't watch
Jordan
any of those.
Short Dog. Is that him?
Oh, that's
Short Dog White.
and this is for the This is a featherweight bout. Super featherweight bout on PBC. Did you guys catch this one?
That wasn't the pro box. I got a pro box.
Oh, but there was a pro box knockout, fellas. I have to show it. Now that you bring it
Ha
oh,
Buddy fell out the ring, right?
Oh my gosh, this knockout was for the generational. It's by I want to get the gentleman's name right here. His nickname is. Give me a second. I need to pull this. Gotta pull this pro box here, but his name is Big Shot Show. The fighter is Big Shot Show. His real name is Stephen Show, and he was fighting a gentleman that actually, with if you believe in degrees of separation, I think his name is Akpenjori. He's a Nigerian former basketball player that turned to boxer. And this knockout was violent. Violent. It's one of those things that you reminds you that this boxing is not they're not playing. So
Not
when you
playing
sign
around.
up for this, it's like life and death, all in one scope. Are you guys able to see this? My man, Akpen Jury was pummeled into the oblivion, and I don't know what the oblivion is, but it's somewhere that I have no idea. And yeah,
Oh wow.
it was violent for these heavyweight,
Yeah.
explosive. It
he's
was on
seeing it.
Matchroom TV. Pummel.
That's what he's seeing. He's seeing Oblivion.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
He looks like why does Big Shot Sure look like Frank Gore? Ooh. And Rafael Akpenjuri was a former University of Miami basketball player, I believe. The U. And good friends with one of our friends, Ihime. That's a good, if you remember
wow.
LT, that's Ihime's boy.
Nice.
I think he was the best man at his wedding too. So at Raphael's wedding.
Wow.
So I had to share this with Ihime. Ooh. Violence.
Some guys don't come back from that.
Yeah, you talked about Pro Box. That's what I caught from Pro Box TV on the Instagram page was that violent knockout, and I'm like, gosh, I missed that because I was in one.
But shout out Pro Box making fights accessible on YouTube, man. Yeah. Like, man, love it.
Yeah, giving us another avenue, not only on YouTube but on like Roku channels and the internet at large, like
Wednesday nights stuff,
Talk about friend of the show. Sula Segawa was in attendance to a Pro Box fight, and I don't know if that was a code for something, but I did catch that. Sula, you're not slick. I saw you there next to some dignitaries, and I don't know. And I'll share. It's a subtle I know what you're doing over there, Sula. So Sula, friend of the show, maybe you could come back and sit down with us, cause I caught you, even though you had the hoodie on. You were at the Pro Box fight. You can't. Yeah, you showed us the Pro Box, so I know you're WBC, and you did your thing. But if you have any announcements, Sula, who's fighting. I had to do that. So,
Speculation.
Do you want to talk about Pro Box, LT? I know you watch.
Oh yeah, man. No, man. They put out a good product. They make some of those fights at the lower level that boxers that should be getting opportunities. Maybe they have 1L from early in their career, or guys that just the big names don't want to risk fighting.
Yes.
Pro Box puts on quality matches.
Yes. Indeed.
So
did I was told Lamont Roach did some Pro Box. He had some Pro Box fixtures in the past. Back.
I think he's. I don't know if he's still signing them or not, because they got the first dibs on his interview post Tank fight. So
yeah.
All right, so let's pivot to the world of mixed martial arts. This weekend, Saturday, we had UFC 314 headlining. We had Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. If you guys know, Volkanovski has been champion, probably one of the UFC GOATs in the featherweight division, and they were fighting for the vacant featherweight title that Volkanovski had held a few years before losing it to the person who was the last champ. But this was a very violent fight. Diego Lopes, he has the bangers. Volkanovski has a very interesting history. Can you guys see me still?
Yeah.
Volkanovski has a very interesting history. Once a rugby player, transitioned into a fighter. Volk, as they call him, has an illustrious record in mixed martial arts, 27 victories and only 4 losses. Also, Diego Lopes has an illustrious record, as you can see right there, 26 victories and 7 losses. The outcome to this, Volkanovski attained he reclaimed his featherweight title over a unanimous decision, where the judges gave it 49-46, 49-46, 48-47 to Volkanovski. My screen keeps on changing here, but I think it's because I'm using every integrated system with my Apple, so whenever somebody pings me, it switches. Let's move on to Paddy the Baddy. I hate that nickname, but he calls himself Paddy the Baddy. He's from Liverpool, UK, exciting striker in the UFC. Scored a TKO over the veteran Michael Chandler. I know LT loves Michael Chandler. He used to talk about him from the Bellator days, even before he came to UFC. He used to say Michael Chandler is violent, Strap. Watch this guy. He may lose, but he's going to entertain you, because he's one of those guys that rock'em sock'em type, like he's just going to leave brain cells on that canvas, because he is entertaining. And that's why, with that record that you see that he has, is 23-10 losses, still has a job in the UFC, because people like to see Michael Chandler go at it.
And prestigious, just in prestigious wrestling pedigree is that too. So not a whole lot to add there. Sad every time he loses, but guaranteed entertainment every time he goes out there. Another just wholesome guy.
Yes, amazing human being. But in that arena, in that octagon, that guy is violent. And
flips the switch.
And sometimes he's a head case. So the tough guy is starting to die away in the MMA world. Like, we used to have the Chuck Liddells, all these tough guys. Now it's like skill, distance, like the Izzy regeneration fighter. Like, You're not gonna see the big macho strong, rampage slam you type of fighter. These guys are dying out because the UFC fighters are more skilled in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You talk about all these Ukrainians, Russians, the Khabibs who come in as specialists, and they don't care if you're tough because they come from tougher conditions. They're like they're the real tough guys. Look at boxing; they're the real tough guys. Like they don't have to have the mohawk that Chuck Liddell had or missing teeth like these other fighters in the past that used to fight in the UFC. Now it's highly skilled. So if you see somebody like Paddy the Baddy, if you Google him, he looks like a guy I would probably slap in a bar. Don't do that. He's highly skilled and he will F you up. All right, on to the next. We have Yari Rodriguez fighting Patricio Pitbull. Yari Rodriguez earned a unanimous decision over Patricio Pitbull, and this was a featherweight bout. So these would be in the same category as the main card, which is the Volk weight category. So Yari scored a unanimous decision with all judges scoring 30-27 in his favor. I didn't get to catch this one. I did catch the Volk fight, but this is for my notes. On to the next. This one is of a very, very I wouldn't say call him notorious, but outside UFC, you know who this fighter is. We all know Bryce Mitchell. If you don't know him off Twitter, if you don't know him off short clips, you know you know who he is. He attacks everybody. He attacks politicians. He attacks Bryce Mitchell. He's a very polarizing individual. He believes in his guns, his country. He believes in his, he believes in his farm and not being bothered. And
was that little twang?
I like that.
He believes not being bothered by the government, and he's one of those, and he stands for his. So, Mr. Jin Silver, if you know anything about him as a UFC fighter, he bucks. He's a dog. He has a whole dog mentality. In the presser before the fight, Mr. Jin was barking, and Bryce Mitchell said, "When I'm at my farm. Whenever dogs come for my animals, I put them to sleep. I take them out."
Yeah, was it I don't know if it was like a 360 or something, but I did see the kind of like the behind the scenes on one of his lead up fights to where they visited where he actually lives out there in Arkansas. Yeah.
He's an interesting character, but he unfortunately was put to sleep. Like the dog that he puts to sleep. And the guy proceeded to bark at his body laying there. It was a sight to see. Actually, as we talk about this, let me pull that up. Bryce Mitchell, very interesting. And I do like the fighter, a very skilled fighter too. Let's take away the antics and his accent and what the things that he stands for, which I respect. As he goes by Thag Nasty as his nickname. He's an interesting character. But yeah, as I pull this up, this man proceeded to bark at my man after choking him out. It was something that is poetic, something that you cannot even write during a movie, something that is it was Shakespearean. As I proceed to share my screen, it was Shakespearean. It's something that Spike Lee probably wrote in one of his movies, just letting you know that art imitates life. As his body was laying there, as you can see, Bryce Mitchell, Silva was barking in his face after choking him out. It was something, and he barks. I don't know if this is disrespecting the sport or it's just a little bit of, hey, it's a little bit of and it's a good conversation to have. I mean, is this too much? Is it too much? What's the word here? Banter? Is it too much?
Too demonstrative?
Anti-sportsman-like? This dude is passed out cold.
What's the back and forth leading up to the fight?
Bryce, this dude was barking, and I don't know if you could hear it.
I put a lot of dogs down in my day.
Did you hear that? Were you able to hear that?
Oh,
But you can read
put
the
a lot of
caption.
dogs down.
Yeah. Yeah. So my man was barking like a dog, but this is just art. This is art. This is the beauty about, like you have trolls that talk and you will never see them in your life. But these guys are going to meet each other. Like, you could say whatever during the press conference. You could say whatever you want to say, but you got to see that man. You got to see that girl. Well, it's beautiful. But moving on, if you guys remember this fighter I don't know if he played in the NFL, but from a football player, I think he may have played in the NFL. We are talking about Dominic Reyes, the only fighter that I thought beat Bones Jones in a fight. That I think Bones Jones was lucky to win that fight. Made a comeback. And as you know him, tough dude, very athletic. Won his fight in the first round with a knockout over Nikita. Oh, these Eastern European names. Krylov. As you can see, Nikita Krylov has an extensive mixed martial arts record of 30 victories, 10 losses, while Dominic Reyes pivoted from football, being a professional football player. I think he played for the Dolphins. I'm sorry.
He had aspirations.
I don't know if he played professional, but hey, I thought he was a football player.
Attended tryouts for the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
Went undrafted. It went undrafted in 2013.
Went undrafted. But yeah, he was an ex-football player. He's about like 6'5", 6'6", athletic. His record speaks for itself. 15 victories, 4 losses. And he had taken a little bit of a hiatus from the UFC, but he's one of the deadly guys at light heavyweight. So, hey, keep a lookout there. And I don't know if he would want to chase Jones Bones into the heavyweight just for that, get back. But anyways, hey, heavy is the crown. We have more topics here. LT, I think this is more of the futuristic fixtures or the fixtures for the future. So
what we got coming up on the horizon here? Jumping back into the ring. So starting Friday, Orlando, Florida is the zone residency, it seems like now.
Yep. They keep coming up.
But yeah, just letting that scroll down there. The headliner is going to be Cedonio versus Umara. Not particularly too familiar with either one of them, but there is boxing to be watched. So
Friday night.
That's on a Friday night. We do know who this is.
Oh yeah.
Saturday night, Gabriela Fundora versus Marilyn Badillo.
Gabriela is one of the female goats that we talk about the Taylors, the Serrano. We talk about Alicia Baumgartner. We talk about Shields. Do you think we could put her in the mix? She has held multiple unified belts in different weight categories. Do you think could we put her in there?
I think now is her moment. She's got a platform. So the following day, she's going to be in Oceanside, California, also on the zone.
Yeah.
So.
And she's under, I believe her promotion used to be Golden Boy. I think she's a Golden Boy fighter. I don't know if she's still with him, but she used to be on their roster. So, man, she's one of those fighters that's been kicking butt for a long time. But we've talked about Basti, her brother, Sebastian, more than her. But I think she probably has a better record than him.
And we don't pay a lot of attention to the lower weight classes, even in the men's division. So,
yeah. The competition pool just kind of dwindles, and the other names you're fighting maybe not as big, but giving her due, fighting, on a Saturday night where I don't know if there's a lot of competition as far as eyeballs are concerned with fights. I definitely want to check it out. So I want to see her in action.
I'm gonna do some research on who Marilyn. What's her name? Marilyn Badillo.
Well, we got a little second here. We making good on time. Let's see what we can find out.
Yeah, I just want to see what the pedigree's like. So, see, because that's for undisputed. She's putting all her belts on the line. That's kind of big.
That's a big fight night for sure.
So Marilyn Badillo.
Why have searching? We got our own chicken. Got a unification bout coming in, so I got a chance to chop it up with her real brief this Saturday. Also, just to throw it out there, Frank Martin told me he'll be fighting June 21st.
Ooh,
that date sound familiar? June 21st, just after Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Undercard, huh?
Correct. There's a fight by Tank Davis and Lamont Roach.
Yep.
So sounds like to me we got an undercard situation for Frank Martin. So just want to throw that out there, kill some time.
Nice.
Did you get his contact?
Yeah. I read it to him.
Yeah. Conversation.
Y'all was standing
phone number right.
Y'all was beside each other at the urinal.
Right. Yeah. What's up, bro?
I'm your biggest fan ever.
Ran a couple times.
So Badillo is 19-0-1, 3 knockouts, flyweight international champion WBC. So we know they're huge in Mexico.
Yeah.
Looks like an educated young lady here. She's got a cap and gown on and some cords in her Instagram picture. So I can rock with that.
You know what that means? This is a side job. So what do they call it? A side gig? Like
give us the weight class. Flyweight. Are we talking 114?
You know better than me.
I'll tell you here.
I'm thinking, but I just wanted to just to place her as far as her competition.
She's got some tools. I don't know if this is manufacturing, industrial. I don't know what this represents in her IG. But I don't know. Maybe she's like site manager. She might be. You know what I'm saying?
She got the tool belt at 112 pounds, fighting at women.
Yeah, flyweight is 112, but that's men that I'm seeing. I don't know what it is for women. Is it the same?
Should be the same. Check. Yeah, 112. Yeah, 112. Gabriela Fundora. Yep, she is.
La Mexicana.
That's an alias. La Mexicana, and she's 5'3". How tall is Gabriela? Like 6? Oh, 5'11". Gabriela.
Last fought December 13th, 2024.
Gabriela's.
She did fight. She did fight 3 times in the calendar year last year. So 10 round, 8 rounds. That's interesting. Coming off an 8-rounder and then going into a championship fight.
Yeah. Yo, Gabriela is 5'9", 112 pounds.
She's a giant for that weight class.
Wow.
Slight frame that Gene Pool has.
5'9". Wow. All right. Salute. Do we have any other? Something is happening in Osaka. I don't know. Is it today or tomorrow?
It depends on where you're at in the world.
I think the 13th. This fight actually be happening now.
Or in the morning, or it happened yesterday morning.
The 13th.
Early morning.
Something or the other, right?
Yeah.
We have, is that Riku Kunimoto versus Kazuri Kyohara. Jeez.
Right, all that.
Right, you're not gonna get these, bro. I'm already knowing.
Versus this Secret Soru
Mm-mm.
He said, I can't.
Mm-mm.
Yo, nah, y'all
Mm-mm.
seen it. Y'all seen. Just read the stuff on the banner.
Shout out to Jeon Kim. That's an easy one right there.
Yeah, I just see
Yeah,
Nakamura, maybe Nakamura. You
that
know what
might
I'm
be
saying?
Korean or something, you know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I could read
That's
Korean names easy.
yeah, these Japanese names.
Yeah, there was one
Hey,
on. There was one of them that sounded Hispanic on there too. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, heavily active, making their presence known in the fight world, especially at the lower weight classes. So
I just want to know what the Japanese blue collar work hours are. If you have these fights on like a Tuesday, oh no, I mean they have fights on Tuesdays, Wednesdays sometimes. Like who attends these? Like is boxing a working class sport, or is it for like millionaires who go in there and watch these fighters, these prize fighters go at it? I'm very intrigued on
the
how
cultural
promoters,
differences.
yeah, how they put it on midweek, like dudes, you know what happens here in America? People get blasted and partied after fights. Like, you know, it's a celebration type of thing. You don't just go home and then work the next day.
You talking to you? So you're wondering how much sake is being sucked down?
Right.
look,
And then you
I
have
would
to go back
love to go to Japan and watch
me
some
too.
boxing.
That's
I
one of my,
would.
but
That is.
I would love to go to Japan, period, and just to see what their culture's about there, like
But
having these fights.
part of that I would love to watch a live boxing event in Japan.
And they're selling like Funko Pop
Yeah.
figurines of the fighters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We gotta Google Funko Pop anyway.
That's my stuff.
Funko Pop Nakataki. Does one exist?
I'm big on the anime scene, man. I'm old school anime, and then I like wrestling. So Japan, they do a lot of wrestling. I'll go in Japan to watch a boxing fight, to watch their wrestling, and to watch a baseball game, just to experience that in Japan, like because they have some bad boy baseball players over there. So the exports that they bring over here are pretty good. So
Facts. Facts.
There's some I see some DAZN here happening Saturday.
Again, a lot of names. Well, these are some more common names than over in Japan. There's one name in here. Can you spot it out?
Padley.
Hey, from the greatest card of all time.
Yeah, he's done a really good house paid off. And he might be a full-time fighter now. You know, the electrician money might just be going in the bank. You know, like I wouldn't stop working, not yet. But hey, you know, he a little bag, get back in the gym, and let's see. You know, April 19th.
Use the fight money to fund the business.
Yeah,
let the business run itself.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about Ishmael Davis before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He's been on our recap.
Oh yeah,
Ishmael Davis. Sorry, not David. Manuel. No, Matthew German.
But yeah, ironically enough, Padley appears to be on the other side of things this time around because his opponent is to be determined. So
maybe
last time he was the last minute replacement. So now he's looking to fight one.
Maybe Padley is one of those guys that promoters like because they could add him whenever he's always in shape. They're like, "Yo, man, we want to finish this lineup." Padley.
Maybe Shakur Stevenson can return the favor.
Ooh. You know, you may be onto some. Like, I helped you keep that Riyadh season lineup. Like, I helped you. You know, I helped you help me out, Shakur. Shakur will send. What's his name? What's his
cousin Moses Moss.
Yeah.
He's gonna send baby cousin.
So let's talk about what's going to happen in Birmingham. This is away from Sheffield. We have, and that's Sunday, which is interesting.
Yeah, this is a week from the day. So this will be like, yeah, I had to throw this in there because it'll happen before we come back. You know.
Yeah. Bro, do you think my boy's gonna get his lick back?
You know,
the surgeon.
It was not looking good, or as good as we would think. just gonna be a tough, be another tough fight. You know, hopefully not looking for a way out. You know, boxing fans, we hate to think that people are faking injuries or, you know, finding ways out of the situation because he got tough. And
Got hot.
yeah, and
Kitchen got hot.
now we
popping.
and we know we saw the grandiose entrance to fight.
Yeah.
And we're all on the hype train. I was train anyway, but
when shit is
we'll
sweet,
see, man.
Doing the Matrix. When shit is sweet, when stuff gets critical, like Jay-Z used to say.
So we got to be on the lookout for this. We'll have this fight going on, maybe UK time, our time, maybe 4 o'clock. A lot of times you kind of get those evening. Where they about 6 hours ahead of us. So without even looking it up, we'll be running up close to our showtime by the time the main event.
This would be our first opportunity as a watch along. This is gonna be our. So we're gonna do the recap on the lead up to the watch along.
We could do a watch along, man. I'll bring my popcorn and everything.
Well, I have no idea. What do you have as far as the network? I didn't find anything.
Oh, yeah. I see you don't have it on here.
Yeah.
I think this
wasn't it DAZN last time, but you got DAZN on.
Is already doing Sheffield, so DAZN usually in the UK. That's Matchroom. This may be Queensberry because that's where he fought last. Wasn't that Frank Martin, his guy? For
let's see, his
could be TNT Queensberry.
You might be onto something, Strap.
I think according to their box rep, it will be on Sky. Actually, his promoter is Benjamin Shalom and matchmaker Kevin Campion, and it'll be on United Kingdom Sky Network.
Okay.
So you kind of gotta find that one.
Yeah. One of our international friends will do us a favor.
They'll patch us through.
So here's one. Here's one that kind of devolved and evolved, and we kind of predicted would take place here. There were rumors circulating that Caleb Plant will be fighting, was it Diego Pacheco on the Canelo Alvarez undercard. When that card was made official, neither one of those fighters were anywhere to be found on that card, I don't believe. And then we seen Caleb ringside. I believe this was the PBC comeback fight. The first time they were on Prime, and he announced his fight date as he was being interviewed by his lovely wife. And so now more details have been revealed. So it's going to be kind of like a co-main here on May 31st. Plant versus Armando Resendez and Jamal Charlo versus Thomas Lamana. This is going to be PBC on Prime. And so both are expected to win those fights and then advance to face each other maybe even later on this calendar year. So
yeah.
And this is the Charlo that is undefeated. Or is it which Charlo is this? I confused it. Is Jamel who's undefeated?
This is the Charlo. Is this the Charlo who got slapped in the hallways? The question that we need to be asking.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the undefeated one. The one that was on high.
This is the questions that we need to be asking.
Because if it's the one who got slapped, I want to watch that one. I don't want to see small big bro coming to get that lick back. I want the one that got slapped. I believe that's him, Jamel.
So
Jamal is 33-0 with 22 knockouts.
Yeah, that's the undefeated. That's the one. That's the one I want. That's the one that got slapped. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell. So usually I say the undefeated. That's Jamal.
Coming off of a 2.5 year layoff. 2.5 year layoff.
Last fought Jose Benavidez Jr. So
Jr. Yeah, and Jamel is the younger brother, but the bigger brother. And then Jamal is the younger brother of the bigger brother. And then Jamal, it's confusing. They call him the younger, bigger brother because he fights in a heavier weight category, I guess.
Semantics here.
Yeah. But anyways, the guy that got slapped, get your lick back.
We getting your lick back.
Get your lick back.
PBC comeback tour now.
Yo, PBC
going to be interesting.
PBC had that stable, bro.
Hey, we on the senior circuit though. Hey, it's still the senior circuit, but these are the names that have been around for the last decade, and they deserve great send-offs. So, PBC has a new platform and a new home.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, let's send these guys out, right? And then hopefully at the same time they'll bring up a new crop and a new generation to follow suit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's well said. Especially like moving to Prime. I don't know how that's gonna translate with subscription based. I mean, we've seen it with Hulu doing live sports, and we've seen other people do live sports on these type of media platforms. So it's interesting. I just want to see how it works. But man, Amazon is a conglomerate, so I'm not worried. But just like that, this show just flew by, and we covered all our big topics. I see one person in the chat, in the live. Like, if you're catching this recorded on a playback, like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, because I know Facebook is follow, Instagram is follow, YouTube is subscribe. Leave a comment, share, help us with the algorithms as you engage with this content. You remember, we are doing this free 99. We could be with our kiddos, but we're here to entertain y'all and talk like you're in your living room, on some bro boxing stuff, just relaxing and talking about, giving our unprofessional professional opinion on what we think this combat sports thing is going. So, yeah. Fellas, you have any closing remarks? Anything that you want to, market, share?
I mean, this is we got a good lead up here for closing April, leading into the month of May, which is going to be dynamic. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
got some.
I mean, check this out. We got Josh Taylor coming back, but I think that's more so because you got Moses Atamo on that card. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has been popped up lately. They going into June and July. So
when is that Ajagba Bakole situation? Is it May?
Is that not undercard of Canelo? Is that not Cinco de Mayo weekend or not?
I don't know.
Or am I tripping?
I think you may be right. That's a heavy card, though.
Yeah. So, fireworks lined up. Snooze out. The movie Snooze out.
Salute
on
to
Amazon. Yeah, it's out on Amazon Prime. Speaking of Amazon Prime, shoot.
Do you have like a Instagram page or a location you'd want to send them, and I could just blast through it right now? Snooze. Does it have its own? I believe you have your own page for that Snooze, right?
Well, there's the trailer.
Oh, okay. So I can just put the vision. I was gonna share where you could locate it from the Drew Vision Instagram, but it's out on. You said it's out on Amazon right now.
Yeah, we got it on our list. We got it saved on our list, man. That's gonna be one.
It's out.
We'll sit down
and
put our coins together.
Do you still have Seeds on
all platforms? The movie Seeds, all platforms.
Okay.
Viral sensation Seeds, the Seeds movie.
Snooze is out on Amazon, Tubi. I see here, YouTube, Hulu.
There we go.
Director Troy Andrew or Lamont. Sorry.
On his way. On his way up.
Seeds, as we said earlier, is
They
on
just wrapped up
every
auditions for the next
platform.
project. So,
The viral sensation Seeds.
Oh,
Last time
yeah.
I checked, it was about 3 million deep in total viewing. That is major from an
on what
independent.
on which
On
platform?
YouTube. On YouTube.
Oh no, we're approaching 5 now, brother.
Oh, I said last time 5. Hey, you know.
That's
You know
big
what
time.
5 million is? That's a lot. That's some countries. Like you have a whole country.
That's just
a whole
YouTube.
city watching you. You know.
Yeah.
With that being said, you know, you have gone streaming platinum 5 times, you know.
Yeah.
You do it a few times, you may go what's the thing? Bigger than platinum, diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah. But as
I'm trying to do it here. We need the platinum plaque hanging up in the back.
Yeah,
we need
nah,
that.
for real.
We need that. That
It's on the
goal.
way. It's on the way.
That is
Oh no,
that-
wait.
that is one of the
Hey.
goals. But just like that, it's been another great episode 52 of Who's Fighting, fellas. It was a great discussion that we've had, a great recap. We haven't talked about predictions, but we could do it in our chat. I mean, we could go over our, whatever our predictions are during, as it lead on. We don't have to tell the audience, right? I mean, unless we want to record it for, to keep us for fidelity, to keep us truthful, because I may change my stuff last
Fidelity.
minute.
No big. I mean, no
Sometimes
huge.
You gotta record it so you don't change it last minute. It's recorded. It's out there in the ethos. So
Right.
But
We got some fights coming up that I think would be great to
Yeah.
have some predictions for. So
some predictions for. But ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting. LT, Kam Gee, who is fighting?